Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, brand new rolling heritage video, part 15 of the Amazon build. And yes, we are back. The last video was a bit different than normal, working on an air compressor and the car at the same time and stuff, but we have some very exciting stuff coming in for this video. So behind me is the Amazon. This thing needs to be painted quick because I live in the Netherlands and it's now September. So we are getting a bit of in the end of the year. And what that means here in the Netherlands is how further you get in the end of the year, the more rainy it gets and the weather will get bad and we can't paint a car with rain outside. Talk to you about why I sand this car instead of sandblasting, like one of the comments in a previous video asked me. Well, it's very simple actually. I can't work outside, so I can't actually work on those metal plates over there. I can on these first two, but I really don't want to work on there because there is a lower section here. I'm actually on the second level of this building, and why I don't sandblast this at a location is because it's so freaking expensive. And the other question I got on this video, on that video, was why do I sand it? Because I harm the metal. Well, that's actually what I wanted to show you guys now. So if you see this car, you see the top part of this door, which is actually sanded pretty nicely right now, but it is not done. So over here you can see the blue. Behind the blue there is a gray layer and there is a red layer. On this top piece with all these weird factory scratches from sanding or something. I don't know why some pieces have these. These are not from my sander, I'm 100% sure. But over here you can see the red spots. This is what I do. I sand with I think 60 grit till I'm at the red surface. So when I'm at the red surface, I take 120 grit sandpaper. Then I sand to this spot. So you see the red coming through on some pieces, like over there. It looks like rust, but it's actually a red primer. When we have this, I take a 240 grit, go over the full panel to make it all even, like you can see on these pictures. And then the car is completely sanded on 240 grit sandpaper. Then it's so smooth, and because I only use 60 grit on the paint, then 120 grit to get to the metal, and on the metal itself only 240 grit, I'm not sanding that much of the metal itself actually. So I don't harm the metal like some of you might think. I'm trying to do this job as proper as I can do. I'm trying to do a proper job, or how you want to call it. And yeah, you find things like this under the paint. It happens. This is where the mirror mounts. It happens. So this will be cut out. There will be a new panel in there with a new hole, and then it will be good. You can also find rust under there, like I did over here. But that's why I sand this car instead of sandblasting. You have seen me sanding on the doors, but I also need to fix up the front piece. So I think it's finally time. It's finally the time we're gonna fix up the front piece. If I have this piece fixed, we can finally give this sport thing a face again. Because this looks just so freaking sad. We have a sanded 60 grit front piece. Looks pretty decent considering this is a new panel, this is a new panel, here is a new piece on top, here's a new piece, no, here's not a new piece. Oh wait, no, there is a new piece here. Here's a new piece. So yeah, considering it has been welded, it looks all pretty straight and decent. So I'm pretty happy. So guys, it's the next day and I'm actually at the other shop where I restore classic Aston Martins like this one. So this is a 1969 Aston Martin DBS Vantage. This one is normally a 4 liter, this is drilled up to a 4.5 liter around, we think 300 to 400 horsepower. Pretty crazy. But I am here, of course, for the Amazon. We have a huge, well, bigger sandblasting cabinet. With, of course, as you can see, my Amazon front piece, which is now actually stuck in there. So I have no idea of how I'm gonna get this thing out of here, but we can sandblast it. So let's get to work. So guys, I'm in my shop and over here we have that front piece. It's sandblasted like you saw in the video and we need to do something about the paint. So to fix this, we are going to use the old primer we have used in the trunk because that looks to be the best choice for rust prevention. I'm gonna thin that out so it's very thin, and in that way we can make it run in all kinds of nooks and crannies of this piece. So that's what I'm gonna do now. And then this weekend, Saturday, I'm gonna spray paint the whole panel in the white primer that's also on the car. And I'm gonna do that a bit different because the car is just one layer, which was a huge mistake of mine. So I'm gonna spray paint this panel immediately in 3 layers fully around. Just gonna hang it up on the ceiling. 3 layers full around, inside, outside, everything. So it's completely done. It can be filled, primed, filled, sanded down, and then painted. And then this piece will be the first piece that's fully done with primer. Let's go. So guys, brand new day, and I couldn't end this video without painting this front piece because yeah, that's what we've all been waiting for. So for today, over here we have the front piece. I have some drips down here from the primer process, but that doesn't matter. We are gonna sand this whole thing down with 240 grit once more to get every single bit of metal just clean and flat and as good as can be. Then I will try to smack this little dent out, which is over here. I think you guys can see that. that one. And when that one is also out, we can finally lay some primer on this thing. So what I'm gonna do for primer, in the previous primer videos I did, I was using this gun, and then I was using this gun, but all with my old air compressor. Right now I have a air press over here, which is working perfectly, but this thing was still a bit humid in my opinion. So I clean out the air tank before spraying, and when I do that, then afterwards I make sure when the air is coming in it's all dry, and then I start spraying. So one of the things you have when spraying a car is that your spray gun needs a pressure regulator on the spray gun itself, and also a moisture valve. So this thing separates any moisture or oil from your air, and this one is to adjust your airflow. I have watched some pretty decent YouTube videos from Paint Society, and that guy is just amazing with painting cars in his home garage. So I'm trying that, and we'll see how it works. I've done everything I can right now to make this work. This one has a 1.8 nozzle that should be perfect for the primer slash filler I'm spraying. The other thing you need to do, which I learned, if you turn this thing all the way out, I mean all the way in, this one, I'm now holding this thing in. You see the trefoil? I'm now holding it in while turning the screw. You can see it coming out. This is actually regulating how much paint is coming into your gun and air. So if you turn this thing fully open and then close it up until you feel the pressure pushing this thing out, that is where you need to leave it, because then you know the absolute most of paint is coming out of your paint gun. That should be it. That should be what the YouTube video told me of him. I'm gonna try it in a minute. The only problem is I cannot seal this link over here properly. So it's leaking a bit of air, but that shouldn't be a problem because it's all just after everything. So yeah, I think we should be good. For now, I'm gonna sand that piece, grind the edge down, and then we can start painting. Let's go.
I like to be educated, but I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss. Take me back to before the noon. Rewind, take it out of cue. Innocence can be a young man's game. Signed up for the hall of shame. I wish I knew how much I miss not knowing that we're all screwed.
So guys, I have many hammers here, all different kinds, round edge, square with a curvature. I have a point with a flat round head. I have this beautiful hammer, I love that one. And then I have just a normal ball peen hammer. And also I have this stuff. These are just metal dies you can hold with your hand, place the metal on top of it and smack it flat. So for the thing over here, we need to see how we can get it out. Of course, smacking a dent out to the outside is easier than the inside, but because this metal has a curvature, it actually doesn't make it easier. So I need to see what I can do to fix this. I'm really missing the 240 here as a workbench. I'm gonna take a round edge hammer, not one of these because those are damaged a bit, and I'm gonna place this thing over there.
We play our roles and ignore the feel so outdated. How can we look the other way? Sun is out, but the sky is gray. What would happen if I took a chance? It's always hard at first glance. I don't wanna, but I know I gotta do it. The truth is hard to swallow, I think I'll chew it.
You can see the dent is almost out of there, and I will show you guys how you can make sure everything is flat and not and you don't have like damaged anything. So let's go. So you can just take some black paint or any paint you want, clean it off a bit. So guys, once you have painted this piece black or any color, you can take a flat surface and you can just go over it. As this clearly shows, you can, when sanding this black paint, see where the flat spots are. So this means right over here is actually a little of a point sticking out, so I can smack that down. But here on the black surface, it's actually lower than every other spot around it, as you can see. All these huge scratches are not because of me. This was how I got the panel, and the other Amazon panel I have laying around here has the same thing. It's also all over here, very deep, and yeah, there's nasty scratches, but that will all be fixed with the filler primer I have. And also, as you can see, here is a flat spot. So I'm gonna smack those out, and when I have smacked them out and have them flat, I will again apply paint, sand it, and show you guys. Let's go. So guys, my camera is giving me a bit of a trouble because I can only film for 52 seconds right now. But as you can see, we are gonna let this dry. And when that is dry, we should have a perfectly flat front panel. Look at that. I think that's the job done. The rest of these small little pockets of black paint you see over there and over here, and that little one over there, will all be filled up with the primer. The front panel is completely prepped. Let's prep the shop and then we can go painting. Let's go, guys. She is hanging to dry. I just cleaned it with paint thinner, and I will clean it with silicone remover right now. Look at this thing. She is hanging here, sanded, 240 grit. Everything is cleaned, everything is waiting for a fresh coat of paint. So I think for what I can do to this panel, I did everything. Yeah, of course I would have wanted it to be even more clean of old paint and stuff, but yeah, this thing is a pain to work on. And actually, if you really want this thing to be fully nice, you might even need to undo some welds of this and just take the front piece off, clean the back, paint the back, then put the front back on with spot welds, and then clean the whole thing again, or paint the whole thing again. But for now, we did everything we could. We are all learning, and we are all gonna get there someday. I am new to painting, of course, as you guys know. So this is just a completely fun and new ride for me. And let's see how it works out. Let's go. So guys, very quick talk because I'm walking in fumes. Spray gun is not working with me. I don't trust this thing at all. There is, if you can hear it, there's more paint on the floor than on the thing. I don't know why. Compressor is doing its work. Spray gun is set up accordingly well, but yeah, I must say the piece does look great. So I'll just wait it out and do a next layer. Something is not going, of course, how I planned, like you are used to from the previous videos. The panel looks amazing though. I mean, I cannot complain of how it looks. There are no runs because I managed to get the other one away for like 90%. I have one layer of paint left in a can, but I have used almost, I think, 1.2 liters of paint for this. That's of course mixed 1-on-1, but that's not how it should be, not at all. I mean, the guy that I got the paint from said the full car maybe 2 to 3 liters or something. So I'm not even half done in paint, and I've used so much paint already. So I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing wrong, I mean. But I am gonna send a video to a Instagram account who painted Porsches. I might have mentioned him before, and that guy does amazing work, and I will just ask him nicely what does he think that I'm doing wrong, or what's wrong with the paint gun, and we'll see. I'm gonna apply the last coat just to have a nice thick coat to sand down, and then this panel can dry out for a couple of weeks or days, or I don't know. Let's go. So guys, front panel is painted. I was pretty happy. I have taken apart my complete spray gun, didn't find anything weird, but every single spray gun I can find online has a different kind of adjustment. The problem I did have was that the piece didn't hang properly to get the car inside, so I needed to move it. So I cut that rope from there and hang it up there so the car could... Ow. That's the freaking 20th time I almost fell on my tank. Look at this. This is the panel. No rounds. Just perfectly painted. Inside too. I'm not gonna get too close with the camera. But this thing looks very, very, very decent. With the flash on. Lower side, the new panels. New side, there's a complete bend. New in there. New lower side on that side. But then when hanging it, of course, the stupid me that I am, I tried to hang it up higher, and that cord over there touched the painted front piece. I did wait like 45 minutes until I did it, but yeah, didn't work. So yeah, we are getting somewhere. The front panel, the panel I hated the most of this whole car, is finally in primer, and that it's a huge milestone for me personally, so that's a good thing. Yeah, I'm gonna close this video off. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a comment, leave a like. My channel is going through the roof compared to last year, so I can't thank you guys enough for that. I hope you guys love this build as much as I do, and I really miss this car, so I can't wait to get this thing back and running. I will see you guys next one. Leave a like, subscribe, comment, and bye bye. Thank you for watching.